A little more than a century ago, mining was prominent in what's known today as the Mount Baker-Snoqualmie National Forest just east of Granite Falls.
Now, mining has long been discontinued, but you can still find relics of the old abandoned mining operations at Monte Cristo, one of the Northwest's most interesting ghost towns. To get there, take Highway 9 near Snohomish to US 92. Go east 8 miles to Granite Falls. At the end of the town, turn left on the Mountain Loop Highway and go 31 miles to Barlow Pass. The road to Monte Cristo begins with a rather ominous sign, actually several signs warning of the potential danger that lies ahead. From Barlow Pass, you have 3 options to travel the 4 miles to the Monte Cristo trailhead. Under normal conditions, you can walk or rent a key from Snohomish County Public Works that will open a gate that allows you to drive the 4 miles. But our choice for the most exciting way to get there is by mountain bike. Portions of the dirt road are smooth and accessible.
This is not good. Yeah.
But be prepared for the unstable, stony patches with rocks the size of footballs shooting out from under your tires. As we cross a wooden bridge, we're once again reminded of the risks. There's little time to appreciate the scenery here. You're too busy paying attention to the hazards that lie ahead. But once you get to the trailhead, the story of Monte Cristo begins to unfold.
We're down the railroad yards of old Monte Cristo.
Dave Cameron of the Monte Cristo Preservation Association says in 1889, the same year Washington became a state, 2 prospectors discovered a rich vein of gold and silver ore in these hills. Soon after, the town of Monte Cristo was established. For 14 years, the mines above the town produced millions of dollars in mineral value.
Monte Cristo was the biggest gold and silver mining operation in the 1890s here in the Pacific Northwest, and happened just prior to the Great Klondike Gold Rush in 1897.
Aerial tramways once carried precious metals down steep mountainsides. Everything that came out of the mines was loaded up on trains and transported back to Everett.
Wish I had that can of grease.
But there wasn't enough space back then to switch the direction of locomotives. If a train came up from the city, how could it turn around and go back? Alas, a giant turntable was created to rotate locomotives for their trip back down the valley. Believe it or not, it's still here and it still turns. Sort of.
This is a cast iron solid turntable. 110 years ago. It's been here that long, used for pushing and turning the engines around. They'd run the locomotive onto here, turn it around, and then go back down to Everett because there wasn't enough room here for switching.
As you roam up the Monte Cristo Trail, remnants of mining days gone by are still visible in the soil. Remarkably, some housing from the town site is still standing.
There sure isn't much left of it, is there?
Dave Cameron says it's good to remember that this very spot was devastated by mining activities 110 years ago.
This was all completely barren. It was all logged and burned, and it's a town, and all of this timber has grown back in the last 80 to 90 years. It's just a tremendous place. It really affects everybody who comes in.
For those who want more, you can continue up the same trail another 2 miles from Monte Cristo, past Glacier Falls, all the way to Glacier Basin. Permanent rope installations will help you traverse the steep pitch. For the brave at heart, you can scurry up a hillside and explore the actual old mine shafts that once hovered over this thriving town. As you enter the wide open spaces of Glacier Basin, jagged peaks, fragile wildflowers, and huckleberries dwell in sharp contrast to the scraps of rusty mining debris. Matt Riggin of the Mount Baker-Snoqualmie National Forest Darrington Station guides us on this portion of our adventure and calls it one of the best in his district.
It's just stepping out of time in a certain way to come up here and take things in and let things get absorbed as opposed to doing so much. So it's just a whole different way of experiencing the world, especially a place like this where you're just surrounded by beautiful peaks. There's really a sense of isolation here.
Glacier Basin offers stunning, unobstructed views of Monte Cristo Peak. Soft, gentle meadows, ironically, now sit on top of areas that were once severely mined.
And the meadows are fragile. A lot of plants here that if you camped on them, you would definitely kill them. We just want to care for the place for everybody's enjoyment.